get started. The objective is to provide information to alleviate some of the stereotypical view of women working in partnership with men around fatherhood programming. That's one. To increase participants' awareness and the gender differences, that gender differences can complement, enhance, and strengthen fatherhood programming. What has been helpful working with women in the field of fatherhood programming? Has it been helpful? Has anything been helpful?
Many of us are working with women.
Huh?
We all are. One way or another.
Yeah, we think
I like to say, first of all, with women around, their omnipresence keep you sensitive to their presence. That's the first thing in working with them. That you, it probably has an impact, if you will, on what you say and how you say it with them around. Okay.
I think it matters where. I mean, if are they a case manager, a facilitator, an intake person? I think it matters. That question, I think, has to be broken down in my mind because.
Okay, so break it down in your mind. So break it down in your mind. If it's a case manager, how is that helpful?
Sure.
If it's a, how is it helpful?
All right, I do have a woman, we call them life coaches. And on the helpful side, I think to have the presence of a woman kind of feeds the idea that this is not just about men and fathers, that this is about families, men, women, mothers, fathers, and children. And the other thing is to be sensitive to the issue of family violence, because family violence is usually perpetrated primarily on women. And so women's presence kind of keeps that in the forefront, especially when the men in the program start talking negatively or derogatorily about women, or start talking about violence about women. Because we have a woman on the staff, she may not even be in the building, but we can't have it.
I think it's important to also, when women are participating in the fatherhood discussions or activities, it's important that role assignments are made so that there is people will understand, I think, basically what their roles are in the discussion and their input is, so that it can be helpful in helping to manifest things a little better.
In my program, I work with women in the fatherhood program, and then we have women on the staff. To kind of piggyback, domestic violence is a big problem. So when they come in, they're already, thinking, well, these fathers don't understand me, they don't understand. When we do the intake, I can get into a lot of the issues on hitting, do y'all argue. So I kind of know how to facilitate my group and what hot topics to bring up. I'm not going to bring up topics where we had a big case of domestic violence in Charleston, West Virginia. I'm not going to bring that up because I know if I bring that up, you're going to have this opinion, this opinion, this opinion, whereas everyone's right. Domestic violence is wrong, but the woman seems to, if I have 10 men in a room, the woman seems to go into a shell and not share that. So what we're doing now is mentoring, and we're separating every group and one-on-one mentoring. That way they can share it, and we'll know how to facilitate and what to say during the session.
Is it Kentucky or West Virginia?
West Virginia, yes.
Other men? What has been helpful with working with women in the field of fatherhood programming?
I work with a lot of boys in our community. We do have a nurturing fathers program. I don't think we have a lot of interaction with the women, with the wives. Only on the last week, when we have a public affirmation, the family does come, and the father has to make a public affirmation about making positive changes. But on the other hand, we have a boys character building program where we work with a lot of the mothers in the community where the boys are fatherless. They don't have their biological father living with them or is not actively involved with them. So the mothers are looking more for mentors or role models to help their boys become men.
When I remember when I started my first meeting fatherhood program, no fathers coming, and I thinking, what is the best way for my day come. So I started to working with the mothers, because usually, the father almost the time is the good working, especially in the Spanish culture, working, and they pass all day working. Many times they working extra hours. They don't have time for coming to the meetings. Always, in any meeting, you're always looking women, only women. So I started to working with them, my special program for working with the women and the fatherhood, and this was the best way for the women to take their own husband to the meeting. This was the best way, and working with the children either in the classroom, because when they going back to the house, they are talking what they looking, what they listen. If the women liking what we doing in the program, they always going and talking with their husband. How they doing, how this working, how this could helping us. So after I started to working with the women, I start to have many fathers in my meetings.
Anyone else?
Well,
Okay.
I'm working as an independent evaluator for a local program here in LA. And as part of what I do, me and my partner, is we interview people from within the fatherhood program, and then we interview people that work in the umbrella organization. And we try to find out how they're working together and how they can continue to improve. So it's a tough question for me, but I think at this point, one of the best things that's worked is to listen, right? Because we have to do interviews and we have to listen. It's almost a luxury too, because my job is to interview and to not talk, to listen to what they're saying. So you learn a lot from listening, but also understanding that it's a process. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight.
What have been some of the challenges in working with women in the field? So what have been professionally, if you are a father coordinator, fatherhood administrator, what has been some of the challenges in working with women in the field?
I think one of the hang-ups is the way that we have been acculturated in the gender sets, in the sense that there are oftentimes you can sit down and you want to discuss issues related between the genders, fathers, mothers, or men and women, and the conversation does not progress simply because I think each gender thinks that there are certain talk for men and there's certain talk for women.